Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and this is Elite Dangerous Beta 3.9 which has just arrived, and you can see immediately the first new thing is the new front menu, which is quite an upgrade compared to what we previously had. But let's get into the game and have a closer look. Now I'm going to do either a little bit of trading here or a couple of missions or something like that. I want to see the changes that have been made and how quick we can get started. Is there too much messing around? Have they made it easy to get into, or easier? After all, as much as we all liked the game and as great as it is, there's a new player experience to consider now as it moves into release. Anyway, let's have a look at the new aspects of the game. So the left hand panel is the same, except maybe that Coriolis station picture there is maybe a bit different. I'm not quite sure. Now it's the right panel where you're going to notice the huge changes. We've got a lot of faction reputation and status reputation. You can see harmless, penniless and aimless. So we can increase our rank in the three main areas of the game. And the right section of that panel also contains more data, and you can flick to the right within that panel. It tells us our insurance coverage there is 96% the value of the ship would be paid out to us. And of course we got the statistics, which there was some statistics before, but this seems to go into a lot more depth and very detailed on our combat, showing assassinations and rewards. We've got all our various fines, telling us how much we've smuggled, tracking, I'm not sure what that's about, and along with some stats on exploration. And these are our permits, which allow us to access certain regions. Now you'll see on the map there are regions, and would be possibly locked out of those until we get a permit. And along with the system permits, like you'll need a system permit to access Sol. So let's have a look at the galaxy map. Now immediately we can see this has been overhauled here. I haven't had much of a look at this yet, so this is pretty much early on. We can see we've got some trade data acquired there, and we can see it syncing with cartographics, which hopefully means we get updated data as it comes in. So we can purchase exploration data, and we can also purchase trade data, which will tie in to the marketplace and new updates on the market. And I'll buy that now, and we'll have a quick look at that in a moment. And of course we can also see the system view, as well as selecting destination. But let's have a quick look at the system view on this area we're in now. So this all pretty much looks the same as it has, with the exception it's got the slightly updated menu UI appearance on the left there. Now one thing I immediately notice here is that it's no longer telling us the condition status of the rings. It used to tell us how much minerals or metal were available there. It does tell us the composition of the planet itself. Maybe that does apply to the rings, but it doesn't actually tell us the reserves. If you remember the common, major and pristine reserves. But it does still tell us with the asteroid belt itself, low reserves. Now hopefully that means the rings are still mineable and that we're not limited to just going to the asteroid belts. That would be a bit of a shame. The navigation panel seems to be the same as before, and as does the view panel. This looks a little bit more clean and sharp though, and crisp. And we can see the trade routes only show up now for our immediate vicinity rather than half the blooming map. So that makes it a little bit clearer for those that want to use it. That's metals and minerals, so we can see where they're going, and options haven't changed either. Now one other thing we can see are the Nebula. I have made another video already having a quick exploration of them, and I'll link to that below. You can, for those of you that haven't seen it yet, you can have a look at that. I'll actually go into quite some detail of the closest nebulas to the starting systems, and I think they're going to be very worthwhile looking at. Now it appears that this is the nearest nebula to our starting area. I'll get in here and click on a planet and see exactly how far it is. So 400 light years. That shouldn't take too much time to get to. And you can see the volumetric appearance of the nebula there, and that should appear as a updated background once we get to that area. The nebula do seem to look stunning indeed, and I really can't wait to get out there and explore them. Just look at the number of stars around this area though, so it might be quite a journey to get there. Let's have a look at the starport services then, and maybe we'll pick up a mission or do a little bit of trading. We'll have to have a look and see how it goes, depending on what's available. So this first screen is the same. So a quick look at munitions, repairs, bulletin board. Now the missions have been overhauled. They do link into the dynamic live galaxy now. Obviously the initial missions probably won't be much different because the galaxy hasn't been alive long enough to actually give us anything like that yet. It's only been a matter of a few hours so far, but over time those missions should be a lot more dynamic and a lot more varied. You'll also see on some of those missions it will tell us that we can't take them due to a low reputation rating with that particular faction granting us the mission. So we'd have to earn rep to get those missions. There's only one ship available here. I'll come back to outfitting in a minute. And here we've got the new layout for the market, and it's quite an updated UI and much cleaner. Looks a lot more in keeping with the rest of the game. And what's good here is that you can see it now tells us where the items are exported to, so which systems buy these items. So we know we can buy this from the market for 713 credits, and chances are that Acellus Primus or Styx will buy it for a higher price. The galactic average is 817 credits, so Styx or Acellus Primus should buy it for that, but probably more. And up the top here we can now change that column to give us more detailed information of any particular system. So all of this is imported from Acellus Primus, so that's things we could go to Acellus Primus and buy and then bring back here and potentially make a profit on. And the cobalt is exported to Acellus Primus, so that might be worth picking up and taking there to sell. Now a number of new items have been added into the game, some rare commodities, but they don't seem to be available right here. So basically we've still got the same commodities, but we've got a lot more data which will make trading much easier for everyone, really giving us a clear picture of where we can and can't buy things from, and basically allowing you to quickly and easily build up a trade route just from this screen alone, which is good news indeed. Now the outfitting screen has also taken an overhaul. The UI has been improved, and hardpoints and component modules have been separated into separate areas on the menu. Now I've sold my hardpoints, as I always do when I'm starting, because it gives me a much greater jump radius, and I also tend to sell my shields. Yes, that means my ship's a lot weaker, but as it's a sidewinder and it's replaced for free anyway, I'm not too worried. The only thing I would lose is any cargo I'm carrying, and potentially getting a fine for any missions I failed, but that's a risk I'm willing to take for the extra 1 to 1.5 light years I gain. Now there's nothing available to buy here at this system, so we'll just come out of there and get on and have a look at what we can do. I think what we're going to do is we'll leave the mission and go to the commodities market and do a little bit of trading. We had a look earlier and saw that Nacellus Primus is importing cobalt, so I'll buy some of that, and hopefully they are indeed paying a higher price for it, and this should be a good test of that system, which will let us know how easy it is to make new trade routes without the aggro of having to visit the system first and finding prices. But I suspect that the very fact that Frontier have even bothered to put the exported to and imported from elements into the market, that data is indeed trustworthy. So let's get going and have a look. I haven't found any new unidentified signal sources yet. I would have liked to have dropped off in one of them, as they have been updated, and it would have been interesting to see what we got. Okay, been interdicted, and that was a very, very quick drop out of warp there. No chances at all to get away from that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I don't have any shields, so this is a pirate, and it's not a Systems Authority vessel, so chances are I'm going to take quite a bit of damage. Yeah, straight down to 80%. I think we're about to get away, but any profit I would have made from this journey is lost already. But that's the risk you take with travelling without shields, and it's a risk I'm still willing to take, because like I say, you do get the extra jump distance, and it's something I'm quite happy to do when I'm starting out. Now this is new. Look at Beagle 2 landing up here. You can actually see the station, while in Super Cruise a little tiny dot there glowing like a minute little moon. That's no moon, it's a space station. So just about to drop out, and bang, the station zooms up toward us, or rather we zoom toward the station. And that makes me jump every time, because I initially always think I'm going to crash right into that station. Let's get some docking permission. Let's see the bill for that damage. 4,500 credits. Well, not to worry. And anyway, it's another wipe tomorrow. But the important thing is to see how much profit we make on this trade route. So, cobalt. 945 credits, so that's 232 credits profit per unit. So we can indeed rely on the imported to and exported from data, and we can see the other locations that we could buy cobalt from. That's brilliant. Very good indeed, and I'm sure that's got to make a lot of people happy. Saves a lot of the blind purchasing that we were doing before. I mean, I realised that it was possible to buy stuff and know the prices from experience, and you could also work out roughly what was likely to be sold and purchased by using the trade data on the galaxy map. But this makes it much, much cleaner and much, much easier. Before I call it a day, I just want to have another look at the missions here. Deliver hydrogen. Nope. Now this is a good one. 8,000 credits just for 2 cargoes, 2 tons of cargo to Styx, which 8 light years I should be able to do in a single jump. Again, because I've sold my hard points. I'll do that. And another 6 or nearly 7,000 credits to the same station. So that's quite big money right off the bat, and assuming I can successfully get there without destroying myself, that's enough money to have some substantial upgrades to my Sidewinder, or even nearly have enough to purchase an Eagle. Now we can make Styx in a single jump, which is good news. Off we go. Styx seems to be one of those systems with every iteration of beta has to have changing names for the stations, and that's because Frontier regenerate the galaxy quite often during the beta process. They're probably going to regenerate it again for the gamma release. I've overshot my landing again. Too hard. Yeah, more sparks. Yeah, they're going to regenerate the galaxy again for Gamma, which is one of the reasons they do wipes. And it does mean that each time certain systems are not the same as they were previously. So let's hand these missions in. That's quite a nice wad of cash, isn't it? 18,000. Not bad at all. So guys and girls, that is Elite Dangerous Beta 3.9, and we've got Gamma due to arrive tomorrow, and that's going to be very close to the retail version of the game, and there are supposedly going to be a number of significant additions being brought in tomorrow as well. So look forward to seeing that. As always guys and girls, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. This has been Obsidian Ant, signing off.